It feels like the Web3 world just moves so fast, especially lately in the meme coin scene. Lots of activity there.
It really does, nonstop.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into Boop.fun. It's a newer launchpad on Solana getting quite a bit of attention.
Mm-hmm. And it's got Dingling, the NFT influencer, backing it, which adds an interesting layer.
Right. It seems like they're maybe trying to do something a bit more than just, launch the next quick meme coin.
That seems to be the angle, yeah. Looking at the sources, Boop.fun looks like it's really trying to build a platform for actual creator economies.
Okay.
There's a real focus on how communities get built and how value gets shared. It feels, I guess, architected differently than just pure hype machines.
Okay, let's unpack that then. So at its heart, what is Boop.fun? It's a decentralized launchpad, right?
Correct. Specifically for launching new tokens they call cults.
Cults, okay. Interesting name.
Which are, essentially their brand for new meme coins.
And the big draw seems to be how easy it is. Compared to like the old way of doing things where you often needed big money or VC backing.
Exactly. That's a key point. It seems to seriously lower the bar for getting these community tokens off the ground. So instead of needing that venture capital, if you have an idea, maybe an engaged group of people, you can launch your own thing.
Right.
And the really clever part, maybe the innovation, is how they've apparently designed the whole system, trying to get everyone's interests aligned.
Yeah.
You know?
How so? Like the creators and the community members?
Yeah, exactly. Rewarding creators, fostering these community-led economies, aligning those incentives. That seems central.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting based on what we've seen. The unique features.
Yeah.
Let's start with the tokenomics.
Yeah.
The ROP token. Apparently, a huge chunk, 50% of the total supply, is set aside for creators and holders. That feels different.
It's a very significant departure, yeah. Usually you see way more going to insiders or maybe advisors or just poured into liquidity mining right at the start.
Yeah.
So giving half basically to the people actually building and growing these cult communities, that's a statement.
Yeah. What's the thinking there? Fair compensation.
It seems to be about fairly rewarding those who actually drive the success and value. The idea, presumably, is that this leads to a more, sustainable ecosystem.
Makes sense. Better retention, maybe. Less need to constantly raise funds.
Potentially, yes. If the community feels ownership and is rewarded, they might stick around longer.
And the rewards don't stop with just the token allocation. Their airdrop strategy looks really specific.
Very targeted, yeah. It's not just a random spray.
They're doing retroactive drops for people already trading meme coins, which is smart rewards existing players.
Kind of acknowledges the existing ecosystem.
But the influencer airdrops using Kaido AI data, that sounds quite advanced.
It really is. They identified over 14,000 Twitter or X accounts based on past meme engagement, crypto influence.
Yeah.
It's very data-driven. Instead of just a broad giveaway, they're using data to find people who've actually shown they participate in or even shape meme culture.
So the goal is to get actually engaged people from day one.
That seems to be the logic. Higher precision, hopefully leading to a more valuable community from the start. It makes you think about where crypto marketing is heading, Data-driven targeting versus just noise.
Definitely. And then there's the staking side for people holding Boop.
Right, the rewards for staking.
They get a piece of all the new cults launched.
Yeah.
Like 5% of the supply of every single new token.
Exactly, 5% of the total supply of each new token launched on Boop.fun.
And wasn't there something about fees too?
Yeah, and a big chunk, 60% of the Solana trading fees that come from people swapping those new tokens using the platform's integrated liquidity pools.
Okay, so holding Boop gives you passive exposure to everything launching there. That's a strong reason to hold.
Absolutely. It creates this powerful network effect. You benefit from Boo itself potentially going up, but also get a slice of all the future activity.
Yeah.
It's really designed to reward sticking with the ecosystem long term. And those liquidity pools just make it easy to trade the tokens right away, generating those fees.
Now, you mentioned speed. In the meme coin world, that's like everything, right?
Yeah.
Things move incredibly fast.
Critical. Absolute critical.
And our sources were saying Boop.fun got integrated super quickly. Like with trading platforms MEVX and bots like Sold Trading Bot within 20 hours of launch.
Yeah, that speed is remarkable. For traders, immediate access to buying, selling, seeing charts, executing trades, that's non-negotiable for meme coins. So getting those integrations live almost instantly shows they really understand that need. It's providing the essential plumbing right away.
An infrastructure-first approach, you could say.
I think so, yeah. Benefiting both the traders who need the tools and the developers launching the tokens who need the liquidity. Seems very plugged into the market's rhythm.
So, putting it in context, how does Boop.fun stack up against other launchpads? We know there are others like Pump.fun, Redeem has one, Turbo.
Right, it's a competitive space.
What are Boop's main advantages, potentially?
Based on what we've discussed, the key differentiators seem to be, number one, that stronger community ownership via the 50% token allocation.
Okay.
Number two, the more, let's say, sophisticated and data-driven airdrop system. Number three, potentially more transparency. They integrated with bubble maps, which helps people see where tokens are going, reducing maybe some FUD about distribution.
Right, Crest is a big factor.
Huge. And fourth, maybe those more aggressive rewards directly back to the cult creators themselves compared to maybe some others that focus more purely on providing initial liquidity. Boop seems to bet more on the creator and community incentives for the long haul.
And this isn't just theoretical impact. We're seeing real economic effects, right?
Definitely.
Especially on Solana.
Definitely. The sources point to Boop.fun being a noticeable factor in pushing Solana's daily DX volume over that massive $2 billion mark.
$2 billion a day. That's staggering.
It really highlights how much economic activity these platforms can drive when they catch on. It suggests Boop.fun could be more than just a fad.
You mean like a pillar of the Solana ecosystem?
Potentially, yeah. Could it be a key piece of Solana's story in, say, a 2025 bull cycle? It's certainly driving volume now.
Let's talk about the branding for a sec, calling the tokens cults. It's provocative.
It is. Catches your attention.
Is there a deeper meaning? The sources link it to this idea of like grassroots online economy.
Yeah, it seems deliberate, tapping into that whole Web3 vibe where online communities and shared belief systems, almost like digital tribes, create real value.
For the memes, the social stuff, even events like that 1001 Crypto Nights thing at Token 2049.
Right.
It all feeds into this cult idea.
Exactly. It leans into the culture. Memes, hype, social trading, these are powerful forces. Boop seems to be aligning with that rhythm, where the story and the community are maybe just as vital as the tech itself. The cult name underlines that intense community aspect they want to foster.
Okay, and one last major point. The Avi.ai integration. That seems pretty significant.
It is, yeah. Avi.ai being that big cross-chain analytics and trading platform.
So now inside Avi.ai, you can just pull up a list of Boop.fun tokens directly.
Correct. A dedicated feed or list right within the Avi.ai ecosystem.
Why does that matter for traders?
Well, several reasons. One, faster discovery. You potentially see these new Boop tokens sooner, maybe before they go viral.
Okay, get in early.
Two, smart money signals. You can use Av.ai's tools to watch wallet flows, see if known traders or KOLs are getting involved.
Follow the smart money.
And three, risk assessment. Using Av.ai to check liquidity depth, look for potential rug pull risks, that kind of thing.
Right. So it gives traders better tools and data to actually navigate this fast market.
Exactly. It's about empowering them, giving them the infrastructure and the insights to trade faster, but also maybe smarter, less guesswork.
And that fits with Av.ai's whole mission, right? Being that all-in-one data layer across chains.
Precisely. It's a strategic move for both. Av.ai gets exposure to Boop's growing ecosystem, and Boop tokens get more visibility and access for traders already using Av.ai. It's symbiotic, really, focused on the user.
Okay, so wrapping this up, Boop.fun isn't just another meme coin factory churning out tokens.
It seems they're trying for something more structural, yeah.
Trying to reshape how these things are made and shared by, like, really focusing on aligned incentives, rewarding the community heavily, and having these transparent integrations.
The intentionality stands out. Designing around the specific culture and economics of meme coins, not just the tech. It's about nurturing those communities and maybe making the reward system feel a bit more equitable.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. When you look at this focus on community-driven value, these different ways of distributing tokens and rewards, how might platforms like Boop.fun actually change the game?
Yeah, how could they fundamentally reshape how we build and value online communities, online economies, really, in the whole Web3 space going forward?
Definitely something interesting to consider. Thanks for tuning in for this deep dive.